No, don't go, please. Stay there, stay there. I think I have the authority to hold you down there. Yes, thank you so much. Can you leave the stage for us? Just can I have the privilege of calling Busu Yokewo onto the stage? Now, I am honored to call my deputy team leader here. You understand? So look at him very well. No, hold it. Don't go before me now, because can we all stand up, please? Today is his birthday. I'll give him a round of applause and tell him happy birthday. Amazing gentleman. Now, close your eyes and imagine that there are horns on our head. And we are in the livestock market. Whom you buy first? Put your hands together for me. The fatter, the better. You can sit down, please, Bello. Nobody will buy you in the market. That's the summary. The fatter, the better. Can we all chorus it together? The fatter. So, in 2015, there was a review of James 4 activities, and the reviewer said something profound. He said, Kola, if you touch feedlot again, we'll shoot you. Am I right, David? Because feedlot was already on auto drive. That you saw in the last presentation on feedlots. So, and between Kaduna and Kano states, there is 1 million households or over that keep sheep and goats. And this is kept basically by the women and the youth. And they keep it as tradition, and they keep it to as a stock of value at home. Can we move? So the same constraints. What the usual thing? Lack of access to knowledge, access to feed supplement, access to veterinary services, and good husbandry. That's all Bello has described in the last presentation. And what do you need? There are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, or 7 things here. The first thing you saw you're seeing there is the lean animal that is coming in for feeding. The next thing you are seeing is the feed concentrate. Next to that is water. And you had Bello saying one thing the other time. In his tradition, animals drink water if they can once in a day. Some go 2, 3 days without water when the villages are far away from sources of water. The bottle you see there is the veterinary drug. Those orange things there is the mineral leak. The mineral leak makes the animal to drink water. Then the next thing is roughage. That the farmer gets on his farm as crop waste. Then the result of all these efforts put together is the large finished cattle you are seeing there. That was one of the bulls I fed about a year ago, just for 90 days. It came in at 180, 200 kilos, and by the time we finished it in 90 days, it was already weighing 320, 340 kilos in 90 days. And believe you me, that was solid 37% profit for me. Put your hands together for me now. Look, the truth is this. I believe in what I'm teaching people to do. That's it. So the constraints resulted in low income for farmer, long rearing cycle. Instead of, you could do 4 cycles with the feed finishing technique, you can only do 1 cycle on the traditional feed finishing, on the traditional fattening. So these are the things we did. We focus on small feeding of small ruminants, targeted paravets. Who are these paravets? It's used the word paravet, and I'm sure some people are wondering, who are these guys? They are actually not veterinary doctors. They could be in any other discipline like that. But with little training and coaching, they become paravets because para-vet. So that is just interpreted that way. I don't know how to describe it more than that. But they are not veterinary doctors because I am sure I don't have too much words in my mouth. So we work with feed companies, animal care, as a major partner because they are already in milling business. They don't need to change machinery. They already know how to source inputs. That's the feed materials. All they need to get is to put it in the machine with a certain formula, which we give to them, of course, and they could produce the least cost feed for ruminants. And on and on, we work with them. And the essence is this. We work with animal care. Animal care works with paravets from the states. And about 3% of the people we're working with are not civil servants. Many of them are old and retiring. And we needed to start rejigging the whole thing. And we began to look for younger people who are vibrant, who needed money, but have no jobs. You understand? And they form a crop of the people who are calling champion paravets because of their performance now in the market. They reach out more, they make more money, and they have the interest of not looking for jobs again, but carrying on the paravet activities. And that is the gap there. Without the paravets, we won't reach the farmer. Okay? So, and we moved the feed finishing intervention from what James Wan did into other states, additional states. We covered Gombe, Bauchi, and Kano. And Kano specifically for women. We were targeting 15,000 farmers in Kano. Just in 2 months, we were able to reach 15,000 women with about 25% of them actually adopting the technology in 2 months. And they're recording higher incomes. And that's quite exciting. And we also try to help the farmers, the paravets, because we needed to shift their mentality from basic civil service orientation into a business enterprise. So each of the paravet now is now an entrepreneur. They went through entrepreneurship development training, and they're seeing the business much better now. Can we move on? So current situation. Small farmers who have engaged in feed finishing have received higher prices. You saw that in the last presentation from Bello. Active paravets are increasing incomes. Feed companies are expanding and moving their businesses. Paravets and farmers are becoming organized to drive FF forward. And at this juncture, may I have the privilege of inviting an exciting lady, one of our paravets, that have demonstrated success in this short time. Aisha, can we have you, please? Put your hands together for her. No, put your hands together now. Encourage this lady. She will tell you her story. Her story is pretty exciting. Thank you. You're welcome, Amina. Aisha.
Thank you. Good evening. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Aisha Umar Yarima. I'm a paravet from Tarani local government area of Kano State. And I'm here to share with you my story. You know, I started being a paravet not long ago, earlier this year actually. After 3 years of being an unemployed graduate, you know, I was just home, always complaining about the government not giving us jobs and being penniless, always going to daddy for a shoe and bag. So a friend of mine actually said, why don't you start practicing being a paravet? And I was like, no, I want an office job. I can't do that. But you know, with so much persuasion, and he assured me that I will get lots of money. I was like, okay, now you're talking, I can do this. And so he introduced me to animal care, and they organized a TOT for us on how to use feed finishing. And also James 4 invited us for trainings on how to be successful entrepreneurs, how to build our brand, and so on. So that was when I started identifying people that are engaged in fattening, actually local women that do fattening at home. So I started identifying them in my area, in my neighborhood actually, and I started reaching out to them. you'd be really surprised to see how many women are engaged in fattening. But they do it the conventional way. They'll be keeping animals for like a year or so before they can take them to the market. So it was really, really challenging for me because, our people generally are not open to accepting new things. So, but I tried, so I started organizing trainings. At first, the turnout was very low, it was really depressing. I almost felt like giving up because all I was doing at that time was buying faith and induction drugs and just basically giving them out for free because people were just like, some were calling me crazy and some were like, oh no, she's trying to poison our animals. But I somehow persevered, and with time, people started actually seeing results because they've tried the ones I've given them, and then they will always come back and say, okay, my animals are getting fatter, I need to buy. So they started buying, and my trainings grew bigger and bigger. Actually, 200, almost 300 people would show. And that was when, I started smiling to the bank because my commissions were really, really high. And they pay for induction services, and they always come with happy tales of how they sold their animals, almost double or triple of what they bought them, and all of what they bought them, yeah, so, and all this, of course, would not be possible without the help, support, and encouragement of James 4. Because, actually, I was like, I don't have entrepreneurial blood in my body. I can't sell anything. But after attending that training on how to be a successful entrepreneur, my mindset changed, and I really reached out, and I'm making a lot of progress. And so thank you very much, James 4. And as the hashtag says, I am indeed growing my market, and so are my farmers. And plans are already underway to open my very own first shop, so I'm a proud paravet, a successful one. I don't have to run to daddy for a shabby show and back anymore, I can tell you that. And so thank you very much, James. And please come back, or better yet, go with me. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. What she didn't share with you, because of time, is the experience with just one woman farmer that was so difficult, that has become a disciple, and that goes about talking about fit finishing and Aisha now. She was the person that made the comment that, do you want to poison our animals? And as soon as Aisha convinced her, and she tried the first bag of feed, and in less than 5 days, because look, this thing works like magic. Instant, like that. By the time you deworm the animal, and you delouse the animal, and you reduce competition on the body of the animal, the first thing you see on that animal is that the skin starts glowing. Thank you. So can we move to the next slide? I'll wrap up in a few minutes. Sustainability and exit. We lately discovered that we can push this thing forward, and we needed to, can we move it forward more? The business of fit finishing, just 5 minutes there. I'm rolling into that quickly. In order to push this thing forward, we lately discovered that there are some peaks through the year. And this is very important for anybody who is going into it, and for the feed companies, and for anybody who is going to engage in this. You have to know when to key in, because that spells a lot of profit for you. The base demand and the high demand by the rural farmer, and the season of Salah and the Christmas. The first time is now. Farmers are buying animals in anticipation of next year farming season. Okay? They're buying animals, they feed, because they need to sell the animals to buy inputs in the next few months. And some of them will buy large, some of them will buy small ruminants, and they'll turn it around quickly. And the next peak that we're expecting now is this December sales, which has commenced. Can we move quickly to the second slide? Now, here, it is very important for anybody who is going to invest in feed finishing to know that there are differences in the models for the rural farming enterprise, for the peri-urban and the urban enterprises. That's what we just got to understand this year, that these business models are distinct from each other and they're different, and they come with different degrees of complexities. So for anybody who is going to go into this, you have to understand that if you are in the urban center, it could be different from the one that is in the peri-urban and from the rural areas, because rural areas do not adopt very quickly. Urban, because they are close to the market, they take advantage of the abattoir market and sell at very high prices. They make a lot of money, and the peri-urban, because of the availability of space and a little bit of roughage, they make money also. Can we move? Here, women are very crucial. Lots of women keep animals, and over 60–70% of Aisha's clients are women. And a little bit of the youth are also involved in it. So the key there is to target women for small ruminants. Men do large animals. That's the cattle. Okay? Can we quickly move? At the end of the day, you are bound to count your money. Thank you.